a little bit more exciting. And yeah, having tried them on, they're incredibly comfy and very nice, and lots of good sounds. So, all right, there's the thumbs up from Cal. So, okay, I'm just gonna stop rambling about all the stuff that we really have going on. But yes, Venom, you missed GGL sign up, sweetie.
but
It's
not
okay.
AGLA.
But not a good point, Cal. Not AGLA signups because they are open right now. So go sign your team up.
Yup.
All right. Oh,
So,
I'm all at
so
Twitter. I'm so excited. Tex, are you ready? This could be like we only have one game tonight, and this is it.
oh,
And
this is the only game tonight,
probably for good reason.
huh? So a piece of cake is in red, and natural selection is in blue, and we're underway. And I am in a different spot.
And Cal did not. Oh well, you changed your settings, but that's okay. Tex, have you made it to the court?
I'm in the right there because y'all changed up the map on me.
Yes.
Oh,
All
my
right.
Jesus.
You can get to a spawn point that'll take you to the viewing room. There should be one underneath there if you keep running around.
Fantastic. All right.
Well,
All
Tex
right.
finds his way out.
Here.
Piece of Cake won the tip off. Oh, did you find it already?
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, see? How's that, buddy?
Piece of cake with the ball, and they're deep in their own left-hand corner. Come down the left-hand side, two takes in the front, and Digital hanging back with the runner. Now Silva's taking a step back. He's with his runner, and they are overloading the left-hand side. All three tanks still alive, pushing in. It looks like it's going to be easy pushing. The runner's making a move. He gets a little bumped up, but Mancan scores for the first goal of the game, and a piece of cake makes it look like their name.
Yeah, the geezers are the first one to put points on the board. They're going to show these young whippersnappers who's boss, I guess.
No geriatrics here. They're ready to rock and roll.
They've had their Metamucil. They are ready.
Oh, fiber wand. Gotta love it.
Ensure for your health.
Yes. So starting round two underway, and it looks like once again piece of cake able to recover the ball safely this time. They didn't even have to throw it back. Digital hands it off to Major Silva. He's up against this wall on the left hand side, but now a little bit of resistance here from natural selection. They're working the wall, and now they have him trapped on one side, and a bad patrol there by Mancannon, but it does no damage as the runner doesn't see any opposition. He's now on the left-hand side, charging up, and once again, another three-tank push, and natural selection a little bit off guard here as they had to take behind, but they're able to stall the runner enough to recover, and now the runner being chased back by the sword. EZ08 leading the way for natural selections. He's defending against the runner, and all the tanks for piece of cakes there, and Mutual right in front of the runner as Digital Pain is the remaining tank. He's got two enemy tanks on him. The runner's going to cross forward over to the right-hand side, where he has two friendly tanks trying to push up to the mid-court. Now a little bit of overload there, but chipped away. It's down to one tank, and the runner's by himself. He's going to look to kick it back. He does, and it's thrown safely to Mancan, who recovers it in the middle of the defensive court. On the left-hand side, now we're favoring the left-hand side. He has two tanks in front of him. All three tanks now got regrouped, and they're charging up. And pushed back ever so slightly by natural selection, and natural selection starting to make a good stand here, pushing them all the way back up against the wall. Now a lot of pressure on the runner. He's got to make a throw because he's got two takes on him. Throws it not in time. It's a little loose, and natural selection is able to recover it there. They have two takes to move it in, and Mancan, the only take to stop him, does not stab. With the first score for natural selection, that ties it up 1-1.
And here I was worried that this was going to be one of those, 2-hour long matches, but I guess these teams are, they've either got Matlock to watch or parties to go to, and they're going to be getting things done effectively on the court tonight.
Yeah, Mankin in there with a ball for a piece of cake, trying to pass it out, doesn't get it off in time, and it goes straight up in there, and which rewards natural selection. They're able to pick up the ball and had the right-hand side sealed off from their point of view and was able to walk it in. So not a misplay, he just threw it a tad bit too late, and great hammer deflection there by natural selection. But piece of cake winning the tip-off once again. That's three rounds in a row, but did not matter last round. And they have the ball in their own defensive zone. The runner going on the right-hand side, right behind Silva. Mancan spawn on the left, and now the runner's by himself. He's going to have to try to cross over to get to all his respawns. He does, as they're able to seal off the defense a little bit. But Itaze, I believe, Itaze was just dominating the tanking line there. And now Sap stepping up. He's trying to get some moves on the runner. Cannot, as Silva spawns, is able to use his hammer to fend him off. But charging up the right-hand side now here with one take, and that's EZ08 helping out his runner, Itaze, not EZ08, getting a double kill there. on the right-hand side. And once again, another kill there, and they're really overloading that right-hand side. Has Mankin on the backside of the court. Might look for a pass here. Mankin trying to keep the opposite side open. He's on the plant open for a pass, but they elect not to pass to him, keep the safe route, and they're resetting the offense a little bit here on the left-hand side. Once again, Easy OA doing work on the front line, but he's picked off by, I'm not seeing who actually killed him. I think that was killed him, and now they're dropping back. On the right-hand side, trying to push up once more. Two tanks there with one tank in the backfield, but it's being shipped away, and the runner's in some trouble. He's killed before he could get a good throw. It does go a little bit, and there was a sneaky guy there for natural selection in the back trying to get it. The ball's loose. Digital has to defend against it. He does, and that was very close for a piece of cake as natural selection almost snuck a goal in there, but could not. Now, piece of cake on the right-hand side, trying to recover here as they have the ball in mid-court. All three tanks quickly chipped down to one tank, and Digital, the only remaining tank. He's getting under fire, but he's able to hold the line and let his respawns catch up to him. It does not matter, though, as natural selection is determined. They knock out all the tanks. The runner has to retreat all the way back up to his wall, and then they are just pushing hardcore. The runner in trouble. He's going to kick it forward, just throw it away as two tanks are trailing him. And that really opens up a lot of room here for piece of cake. Almost at Easy Spy, almost there. Now on the left-hand side, as they had all that room to run, but the runner stalled. He's going to get beat down. They have it cleared out. An easy walk in here, and Digital Pain gets a second goal for Piece of Cake as they go up 2-1.
Wait, no, it was not It was Mancannon, right?
Digital Pain scored this one. Mancannon.
That was.
I was saying Digital Pain scored this one.
Did I say Mancannon?
No, I was like, you said Digital Pain again. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all right. But and I had something really witty to say, and now I forgot. So never mind.
This makes me sad.
I'm sure that great anyway.
All right. Piece of Cake able to have the last man standing as they're able to recover the ball, and that's E-Taste once again with the ball on the right-hand side. He kicks it back. I did not see who that is, but the runner's in trouble. It is not Mankin, Silva. Silva's able to pass the ball, just overthrown slightly. Digital Pain has to chase it down. He does, and now they're charging up the left-hand side. A two-tank front there. And it looks like they have some room to run here. Trade out there. The runner doesn't even have to beat it down, and Piece of Cake is in a pretty decent position. But quickly down to one tank after the respawns are able to get some defensive pressure on the runner and make him go back to half court. The runner is now moving off to the right-hand side. He's going to run past those two tanks. Does not like to go forward with it as he had a whole lot of room to run. Throws it back in the right-hand corner, costing a lot of precious time as no one was on that side to recover it, and they lost a lot of ground off of that pass. Although, watch out for Digital Pain. He is in the offensive side of the court trying to hold the respawn down. He's got two tanks on him, and that allows them to run right up. They might have an easy score here. No, taken away by Genji, and he's going to recharge up the court. He made a massive sword lunge from behind. Great play by him to not give up on the play and is able to be rewarded as this is really their first possession of the game as they had just a turnover score real quick for natural selection. Natural selection on the left-hand side here has a tank there doing some work for them. He's going to have to drop back, though, as Silva is charging after. The runner trades out with him, and now Mancan trying to trap the runner. And the Mancan is able to take him out as Gigi had the ball. The ball is loose. Digital Pain trying to make a move on it. He gets it. He gets the boys one hammer, throws it back into his own zone, and it's Mancan is able to recover it for a piece of cake. Piece of cake.
So Tex.
Yes.
Did you know that only a ginger can call another ginger ginger?
Kind of like how only a ninja can sneak up on another ninja.
Yep.
How much ginger could a ginger if a ginger could ginger?
You should Google it. Only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. And I'm just saying that because me and Gingy, we got same genetic roots, So good Gingy. But no, what I was actually going to say is that with the score that Digital Pain put up, it was the perfect example of when a runner should punch somebody in the face. Because if he had backed off in that one-on-one situation, that goal would not have happened. So.
Yeah.
I had just remembered my remark, and that is what I wanted to say. But anytime you say Gingy, I think about him in that hot pink Pepto-Bismol shirt, playing while you put your butt in his face and danced.
I think it inspired him personally.
I
think it was like my greatness that never existed passing on to him.
Well, something passed him.
Oh my.
Thing to him. But anyway, back to the game.
Oh yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a selective goal here from natural selection. It's Easy 08, walks it in.
Yes, and again, it must have been all that ginger talk because obviously Gingy was there leading the way. So To my fellow ginger, we make up less than I think 1.1% of the population, so power to the gingers.
Okay. All right. I don't know how to respond to that. I really just do not. As a non-ginger, as you can see, I don't know.
Yep.
But nonetheless, another tip-off one here by Piece of Cake. And you have to ask yourself, how is natural selection, it's such a disadvantage to lose the tip-offs. They've lost all 5 tip-offs, but yet the score is tied 2-2. So a testament to the skill and determination of natural selection here in this game. As it's a an even game here. Now we're playing just a shorter game. The first 3 at this point. But Piece of Cake here has the ball on the left-hand side. One take there, and he's trying to do work as his name implies, but he's killed it. Now the runner's going to have to throw it back. Man Cannon with the ball. He throws it to Digital. Digital drop it behind the 2 respawns there on the left-hand side. Running way out there, on the right-hand side. And a takeaway by Ace B Silent. They're looking to go up the court here. The respawns are in time to hold off the runner, and he's just going to throw it back to make sure they keep the possession, which is a very wise decision. He was not able to hold on to it, or stay alive, in the offensive court. But here now, natural selection with the possession on that right-hand side, really spread out here. Is the 2 teams, team styles we've seen, it's been Piece of Cake really overloading the side. However, natural selection here with the push on the zone, trying to make something happen. They've been only doing 1 to 2 tank pushes and just steamrolling their way down the court when they score on that last score. But nonetheless, so spreading out the offense a little bit more here on the side of natural selection, but they have not had the time of possession that Piece of Cake has had. Sad kicking the ball off now, passing over to the left-hand corner here for Piece of Cake. He has it, 2 tanks there in the middle, and it's all 3 tanks now, and he's going to take a jump off to the right-hand side, trying to get down that right-hand side court. Catching them a little bit out of corner. They might not have an angle of the runner. The runner holds up for a second here. 2 tanks for Piece of Cake, and they're able to take the runner out. The ball falls short, and it's a foot race. Silva trying to make his way to it. He's going to get to it, but there's a sword there, and still it's anybody's ball. But finally, natural selection is able to claim the possession. They hand off to the runner, and now they have it on that left-hand side. Moving up here now, Mancan trying to defend against the only tank for natural selection on that left-hand side. He's able to do so. The runner takes a step back into his own defensive court and making another roll at this. Off to the right-hand side, 2 tanks on the left. He's going to bootleg it over back to the left-hand side, and the tanks are more lining up in the middle now, trying to create a funnel for the runner to come down, and it seems to be working a little bit here as Mancan was distracted, but down to 1 tank for natural selection. The runner doesn't like it. He backs off, and with good cause, as that tank was immediately taken out as he entered the danger zone. Lana. Sorry, I had to make an Archer reference. I couldn't help it. My apologies. Nonetheless, here the runner on the right-hand side here with 1 tank, a tank behind him, and you can see the split tank push here by natural selection as they will 1 tank come in backdoor, and that's what Mancan's notorious for. He loves going that oppo-taco, or that opposite side, the weak side of the ball, and cause some confusion and a big distraction there. And the ball's loose. Off of that, as it looks like a Piece of Cake is able to recover it, but Mancan are really notorious for going down the opposite side, getting in the zone, and trying to distract the other team. But Piece of Cake.
Well, you said a what taco?
Oppo taco, it's a baseball term. Is knock it to the opposite side of the field.
Oppo taco.
Yeah, Oppo taco.
Is it like Oppo Gangnam Style?
No, it's opposite field.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know why they call it a taco. I just know that's the baseball jargon, and I apologize for bringing that into Griffball, apparently.
And yeah, because we certainly don't have tacos in Griffball.
No. Something never a shortage of. Green Army Jr. and Hot Bikini Guys should only play on Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. Nonetheless, you like that? All right. Piece of Cake on the right-hand side now, and the game is starting to slow down, and I usually say this is the 3rd round when this happens, but these 2 teams decided to take it a little bit further and a little bit more back and forth in this round, as there's not been just a turnover or offense push. Silva almost not getting that ball out in time. It actually was deflected a bit, but Piece of Cake is going to be able to recover it. So both teams are now starting to fill each other out, and the tanking battle is starting to ensue a little bit more and be a little bit more cautious here. But as I said earlier, this is a best of 3 now. This particular, not the entire game, but the best of 3 rounds here. The first person to score 3 goals wins it. I guess it's not best of 3 really then at that point. I apologize. Best of 5.
Numbers are hard.
Yeah, I could do math. But nonetheless, Piece of Cake pushing once again on that left-hand side. Silva's the lead tank, and Piece of Cake really passing or spreading love around on the runner. Digital's had it, Silva's had it, Manken's had it, and that's really a strength to a team because Green Army for many years we had one dedicated runner, and you lose a lot of time in that. With the passing mechanic, it's very important to have everyone comfortable with running the ball and being competent with the ball. And obviously here, Piece of Cake showing that they can do that as they're spreading the love around.
What happens if your runner is incompetent with the ball? What? I didn't say you. Sorry. Marital problems.
Well, I'm sure we'll get Dr. Love or Dr. Phil in here earlier. Not Dr. Love, that'd be
Dr. Leo.
Dr. Leo, yeah. Dr.
Real...
Leo, give ball marriage counseling. All right. Down the right-hand side here, Piece of Cake trying to walk in once more and get the lead again. They cannot. So look at that defensive line by Natural Selections. They respawn. They do not betray. I've only seen really one betrayal in this game thus far that I've noticed, and that was Mancan inside. So both these teams very tested and spacing themselves out. So there's a jump from the tank trying to take it to the air and cause a third dimension there for yeah, that's third dimension, right? Yeah, up, down, left, right. I don't know. Nonetheless, anyway, trying to take it to another level and doing some jump taking, which I haven't seen in a while. Have you seen jump taking in a while?
No, because you get no lift.
Yeah,
I still do it out of habit sometimes, and I feel foolish when I die, but that's about the last time I've really seen it.
I truly miss hammer jumping. That was the creme de la creme for me in Halo 3 tanking. All right, here the runner is going to have to get a beat down. He does, and I believe that's Digital Pain with the ball with the beat down there. So not being shy, but we haven't seen a lot of risk here from the ball runners tonight. They know what's on on the line here. You know, obviously, Natural Selection wants that revenge from losing their only game. It is Natural Selection 17-1, correct? Piece of Cake is 21-0.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, they want that revenge, and Natural Selection wanting to, Piece of Cake wanting to finish out the season undefeated and have a spotless season for this. Well, I guess this GGL season. Nonetheless,
that was Gingy who was the final line between.
Oh, we have a beatdown chance here. The ball's still loose. Mancan goes for the cleanup, cannot get it. And Itaze was on a killing spree leading into that attempted score there and could not, just at the last second, could not get it in, nor could Mancan pick it up and play the janitorial role. And now Natural Selection making a move really quick off that turnover. They could not get quite to the goal, but they had a very quick push down the court there. And that's how they scored their first goal, was a turnover and just a quick push. But Sabosaurus Rex with the double kill there now, trying to lead the way down the right-hand side. You can see there's a tank there in the zone. I'm getting a little bit of a lag here, lag spike for me, so I do not know exactly what's going on. But everyone's dancing. It looks like I honestly do not know what's happening.
Hey, Tex, you can dance if you want to. The night is young, and so am I.
I am not, though.
Oh! How could you let me down on that? It's safety dance.
I don't know safety dance.
He knows the sexy dance.
No, he knows the Texie dance.
I do know that. And the ball's loose. Piece of Cake. Looks like they're going to be able to recover. It's a little bit of a scrum port. There you go, Goose. Branching out to other sports, all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rugby.
The rugby reference there. And they're able to recover it. I'm sorry, I don't know the safety dance that you're talking about.
It's an 80s song. It's like the anthem of the 80s. You left me hanging, Tex. It hurts.
Were you alive in the 80s?
Yes!
Okay. Alright, just make sure. Make sure. I didn't know. A little bit of pressure there on the runner, but he's able to escape. I'm sorry, I don't know it. I listen to good music. Thank you, Cal. Thank you. Alright, and now pushing in on this right-hand side, and all the tanks are taken out right there in the end zone area, and he's going to have to drop back and get his respawns going. So, like I said, they're starting to fill each other out, and definitely back and forth tanking the teams that now the chat box is completely confused. Nonetheless, the runner
got my back. I love you, Shad.
I'm glad he does.
He didn't leave me hanging, man.
Yeah, I don't know the song. If I knew the song, I would have said something. And almost challenged there by Gingy. He could not get it. Who had that great takeaway earlier, but Digital Pain was able to turn and pick him off behind. Now the runner in the offensive corner. Silva doesn't like where he's at. He's going to throw it up to Manken. Manken just barely missed. And it looks like Digital Pain's going to let it roll. They're going to let it roll all the way back to Digital Pain, and they're resetting the offense. But they are in the zone off the right-hand side. Silva and Manken pushing in. The runner's going to try to make a move forward. He's able to play and score, and that means Piece of Cake goes up 3-2.
Yep, and that was Digital with the plant, and that was quite a lengthy round that we had going on there.
Yeah, definitely. But that means this is going to be a really quick score here for Natural Selection, right?
Maybe. I'm not choosing sides. I can't pick in this.
No, I'm just calling. I didn't give my predictions on the scores, and I almost went forward. Woo! Almost went forward there. That would have not been fun. But I do not know who's going to win this game. Both sides very talented.
I think Piece of Cake is favored. I mean, if you were just to look at the stats and their record, being 21-0 to I believe it's 17-1 for Natural Selection. So I think Piece of Cake is favored in this game, but it's been pretty balanced when you look at the scores. There's been a lot of back and forth in a really balanced game.
Yeah. And I want to comment on there, LeBron James with the interception for their home run. That's his hat trick off the penalty kick. And a score by Easy! And who called it? The quick score for Natural Selection?
You called it.
I called it. So Easy is saying, hey guys, I still know how to run with this ball and, be a tank. And he's able to just waltz it in. The defense was split and he had an opening and took it, part of the Red Sea. Because he's on the blue team.
Easy's got some stuff to prove because there was plenty of loving trash talk in the pregame interview we had with Pro Run before this match. And if you missed out on the interview, I will be cutting it into a podcast, so you'll be able to hear it at a later time if you missed out.
Awesome. And likewise, Piece of Cake once again winning the tip-off, and we really need to review their strategy, or maybe this would be a good game for Natural Selection to review their strategy to the tip-off, because Piece of Cake is just being the last man alive, the last man standing is able to get it every time.
Well, with Natural Selection, they're going to have to let a play naturally evolve.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
It's survival of the fittest.
Yep. And what survives better than a piece of cake? Wait, piece of cakes don't survive around here because I nom them. And there's a pass from the runner. Cake, yes. The ball's loose. A little bit of a very close call there for a piece of cake. They're still not out of the water yet. Finally is able to recover, but Natural Selection, all of the defensive zone, finally cleared out, and Piece of Cake is able to recover it and stand their ground. Now Mankin Lee quickly taken out, and the runner's in some trouble. Looks like he might be launched. He almost was. He gets the ball in the air in the time, but there's a good Natural Selection there to defend against it, and the runner just evaded the hammer. He tries to throw it. He does he's stiff arming. I always think, at that one where you press the throw button and it doesn't throw. That happens to me all the time. McKinnon's going to kick it out. He's going to do a dive and dish, and does not work out very well for him, and it was almost intercepted, but Piece of Cake is able to maintain.
Well, you know what they say, Tex. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
I don't like hand grenades. They're scary. Horseshoes are okay. I actually don't know.
Dangerous. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
I said horseshoes are.
Does he love them back?
All I know is the bestie story is popping.
That was a cow, and I wasn't involved in that.
Yeah. Griff ball. Balls and hammers and smashing things, right?
Yeah. Yep. And here's a taking push by Piece of Cake. They're down the middle. Mankin on the opposite side once again, but he's taken out. And the runner in a little bit of trouble here. Silva kicks it all the way back into their side of the field. And Mankin off the respawn is able to pick it up. Silva can't hold his position, so all the tanks of Piece of Cake are going to respawn here. And very quickly, Ace B Silent steps up and takes out one of them, trying to hold them back in their own defensive zone. They're overloading the right-hand side now and charging down here with Digital Pain in the lead, and Silva taking out the back guy, and it looks the backcourt guy, excuse me, and they're going to kick it off to the little opposite side. The runner is in a little bit of trouble here, but Silva's there to give some distractions there, and the runner is going to get beat down after the tank punches Silva. Now the runner is dead. Easy takes him out. but it does not reward him as Silva's able to get the ball back very quickly off that respawn and kill the guy who takes it from a piece of cake. But there's a lot of traffic here on the side of the plane. The runner has very little room to run. He's able to skirt out to the right-hand side and now charging up with a good two-tank push. He's off that deep right-hand side. Digital paying the lead tank. He's taken out the runner in trouble, and he's killed just as he throws it. The ball falls short. Natural Selection might be able to get to it. They pick it up. They're mid-court with 3 tanks. Quickly down to 1 tank, though. Silva's there to take out a couple of tanks, and Gingy's on a killing spree trying to get his runner into the plant. But they kick it off to the back court now and charging up that right-hand side. The runner's going to pass a lot of red. They did not see him. They turned just at the right time. Is able to cut him off. Easy throws it back to the end zone. Sab hands it off, and they have the ball once again in their runner's hands. I don't know who's running for Natural Selection right this second, but they wanted.
It is, if you can stand still for just a second, which he isn't. Sorry, keep still for me.
No worries. And the runner's trying to make a move here. They have 2 takes. What a double kill by HB Silent, and that makes it 4-3 for Natural Selection. What a double kill by HB Silent. I had to repeat that because that was epic for them to get that goal.
Yeah, I think, let's hear, it was easy, yep, with the goal. But yeah, Ace just completely carried him. That was, again, not necessarily the quantity of kills, although he gets plenty, but that is quality kill right there.
Yep, that was really impressive. And now piece of cake are on their heels. Is this going to be the upset here? They're trying to make a quick push here in the opposite zone. They get the ball once again. So every round, all 8 rounds that we've played thus far, they've gotten the ball off the tip-off. And then they have it back in their own defensive zone. The runner drop it back right on top of his plans. 2 teams are bailing down on him. But Respawn's there, pick him up, and now Digital's off the left-hand side. Mancan in the opposite zone in the middle of the court. He's able to hold his positioning and give some room there for Digital and the runner to come up. However, Mancan is taken out very quickly, and Digital is picked off. But another tank that is Itaze steps up and tries to take the place. Cannot. The runner decides to evacuate and start over, refresh the offense deep in his own defensive zone. But there's HB Silent, the playmaker from last play, getting a triple kill, and he's on a killing spree after that runner. The ball is thrown up in the air in mid-court. It's a foot race between Mancan. Mancan cannot get it now. Natural Selection has it. They have a tank on the offside, and that was Easy, who was on a killing spree with that death, or that mutual. They're going to throw it back. So very close call here for piece of cake as they had some positioning in the offensive zone. Natural Selection with the ball down, see if they can end this game, because if they score, they topple the only undefeated team left, right, in the GGL.
In the veteran division, yeah.
In the veteran division, there you go. So deep in his own defensive zone, a 3-tank front there on the left-hand side. 1 tank going up the middle quite a bit. The runner being hesitant, staying far back, and now they're trying to chip away down the right-hand side. Silva's caught off guard. If they can make a take push here, they have 2 takes behind them. They might have a lot of room to run, but they're going to turn and engage to make sure that no one comes from behind. HB Silent gets a killing spree off of Mutual, and that's going to stall their offense just enough for all the respawns to come over and push the runner all the way back into his defensive zone. Now crossing off to the right-hand side, he's bootlegged, no runner tanks in front of him. 1 steps up, but he's going to be hesitant and stay way behind that tank. And he's playing a little bit of footsie there, as he didn't want to get too close to any enemy tank. So exercising a bit more caution here on the side of Natural Selection, wanting to put this game away as they're 1 goal away. Down to 1 tank, all the respawns there, so they're going to drop back once again, and that tank was taken out. So completely resetting the offense. The runner on the left-hand side, 2 tanks way up there. Mancan's trying to sneak in, cannot get to the runner. Oh, he actually is able to evade the hammer, but the runner runs the opposite side and avoids Mancan in here. But Mancan doing a good job of running distraction. Finally, 2 tanks pushing on that left-hand side. Silva, the only tank standing in between them and the goal. Silva gets killed by the lead tank. The ball's right there. They have good patience here. 2 tanks down to 1, and Digital with a very clutch run forward and just run off the runner, as Natural Selection had it pushed all the way to the goal, but the runner was blocked by Digital. So what a play there for piece of cake by Digital. Whew, that was a close one.
Yeah, that was... I didn't realize I was holding my breath until they missed, and I was like, oh, I should probably breathe again.
So, Starting the offense once again. He's on the left-hand side here. He got up against the wall. Digital Pain there trying to get an interception or deflecting it with the hammer. He cannot. It's a safe pass to the opposite side, but nonetheless, they are contained in their own defensive zone as Silva is trying to engage the runner. He cannot as a hammer turns and picks him off. They have one take on the right, one take on the left, and that's Sab on the right leading the way. Mancan kills Easy, who's on the left, and all tanks are dealt with, and they got pushed back once again as Piece of Cake is able to stop the offensive push there by natural selection. You were about to say something?
Oh, I just keep thinking that even though Piece of Cake has won the tip-off, they just haven't been able to keep possession, and they're having a hell of a time dragging the ball from natural selection's cold dead hands.
Yeah.
So if they do get the ball back, I think they're going to need to at least change that up a little bit to be a little bit more, I don't know if cautious is the right word, but they've got to keep possession because natural selection, I think the longer this game goes on, the better natural selection's chances are.
Yeah, their time of possession was very low, as I mentioned in the 5th round here, but now they have a very long, drawn-out round, and they have not given up the ball with any, not even really a challenge. So they've been holding this possession, holding onto it with an ironclad fist, and very in control of this round thus far. But we've seen, takeaways and easy scores here, and the runners running forward, just barreling through some takes here. Gingy's leading the charge, but a couple respawns just in time. They still have taking pressure there, can't connect, and the runners got to step back, and that stopped that offensive push as it was about 30 to 40 meters outside on the right-hand side of the goal of Piece of Cake. So resetting the offense once again, the runner deep in his own defensive zone, crossing off to the left-hand side. He has one take in front of him, one take off the right, and now they're getting a 3-tank push, chipped away down to 2, but there's that tank still on the left-hand side, and as you can see, they sent one tank in the offensive zone, caused some interference there on the plant. He's double-teamed, and it's not enough for natural selection. They can't get the distraction in there to push up on the field, and now they're deep in their own defensive zone, resetting their offense. Off the left-hand side, the runner taking a jump and a little bit of a dance there, mid-air. He's looking, and we don't see any launches at this level really anymore, do we?
No, I mean, sometimes when a team has already won the game and they're in the garbage rounds, you'll see teams pull out the shotgun launch. I think it's more common in AMI, and definitely in the GGL you see it a lot more. But it seems like there is an inverse relationship that exists between shotgun launches and the seriousness of a game.
Yeah, definitely. If there's a lot on line, you do not see launches.
Sorry, I just zoomed across the court. That was weird.
All right, get a little lead of it, right? The runner in some trouble there. This is really the first pressure on the runner. He's able to pass it across the court, though, although the runner's still trapped in the opposite corner there. Silva trying to make his way. Nice little sword lunge there on the leading tank, and they're able to take the guy out who passes it. The ball is loose. Almost picked up right there by E-Tates on the plant for an easy score for Piece of Cake. That was very, very close. And a great positioning by E-Tates to be in the position to almost cause that interception. Just a little bit off to the right, and that would have been a 4-4 all game. But nonetheless, it was still natural selection has the possession. The runner getting chased by Mancan. Mancan able to mutual out with the hammer there as he had his sword equipped. And 2 tanks there on the opposite side as Gingy and another tank are doing work for natural selection. But they're quickly taken out. Now Mancan, watch, he might get a lunge here on the runner. The runner jumps to avoid it. And Mancan is bonked actually by Easy after he passes it as he was going for an interception, I suppose. But they're holding on to the ball now on that right-hand side. 2 tanks there, down to 1 tank. As once again, all the tanks for Piece of Cake are stepping up and containing them in their own defensive court once again. Silva making a move on the runner here. He can't get to him, though. Oh, actually, he does get to challenge him, but he's taken out as he got right to him. And trapped in the corner there, I believe that was a beatdown by the runner to keep him alive. He runs in front of his 2 tanks there, now steps back as he wanted to escape the guy who's in the backfield. Now Digital is the one trying to make pressure on the runner once again, and the runner's going to escape to the right-hand side. Bootlegging, he's hugging that wall on the backside wall and going up the right-hand side now. Mancan there with the hammer. Watch out, or excuse me, with the sword. He almost got in lunge range, and they're going to throw it back, just a kind of a dive in and dish it back out and pitch the defense off, or throw the defense off a little bit. And they're just now, it looks like Piece of Cake is in control of the hammer, or excuse me, the what you would call the I guess the yard game. I don't really know the terminology we'd use for it, but field positioning. We'll use that because that's probably very accurate. Definitely keeping natural selection back in their own corner, getting some pressure on the runner, and do you think that at some point they'll be able to get some runner fatigue in here? On the offense when you play so long, or do you think it plays more into the defensive side where you're fatigue chasing after the runner not being able to get to it? Which side do you think suffers more from fatigue?
Well, I would say it's not necessarily offense or defense, but right now, natural selection, I think, is riding the adrenaline high. I think, the fact that they're only 1 point away, that's more of the excitement adrenaline, the kind of the positive epinephrine and norepinephrine. Whereas piece of cake, being only 1 point away from losing, there might be more anxiety, there might be more cortisol released, maybe more stress hormone. So in that mindset, I guess, that I have, I think it's probably harder on piece of cake to constantly be on the defensive, constantly trying to corral the wiliness of natural selection, as opposed to natural selection, who, as long as they keep possession, they have all day to do what they got to do.
Mm-hmm. And a kind of almost bad pass here. It looked like a piece of cake was going to be able to get in there and run some interference on that pass. They could not. But that's interesting. You took it to the scientific level there, huh?
Well, I think what Griffball needs is more psychology, and it just so happens that I can do that.
All right, fantastic, thank you. Our resident expert at the psychology of Griffball.
Well, sports psychology is totally a thing, and LG teams and professional video game teams do actually use sports psychologists.
They do. It's the trouble here. I don't know how natural selection just escaped with that ball. I honestly don't know. He took about three hammers to the face and did not die. That was HP silent, and he was able to.
It was marshmallows.
All right.
You put marshmallows between your skin and your armor, and so that way when you get hit, it absorbs the shock and distributes it. It's science.
All right. I love science.
Yep, marshmallows.
All right.
Matchmaking.
Shh, Cal, you're not commentating.
And now a good push here, but and Digital Pain just says, nope, that's not a good push. I'm a one-man wrecking crew here, and takes out both the tanks that were charging down the court there for natural selection. You were about to say something?
No.
I thought.
I'm just trying to read the chat box and do the video, so it's tough.
Oh, and what a takeaway there from Mancan. He wouldn't have made it. I was curious to see if he could have turned up court and maybe got a punch for the tie, but no, all the respawns there. It was 3 at the same time, but what a takeaway by Mancan to stop that tyranny of time of possession by natural selection. As the time was ticking, they got selected, I suppose, right?
Yes.
There you go. All right, piece of cake. All right, nonetheless, we're on the right-hand side here of piece of cake. They have 2 tanks very tightly wound, but once again, no betrayals, and that's Cadman and Mancad. All right, I like it. They're tightly wound tanks right beside each other, not betraying. And at this level of play of these experts, they know the positioning, one of the most basic things of grip ball, at least in my opinion, and they're doing it very, very well. And they have to kick the ball back here, but no betrayals as it falls into Silva's hands. Digital Pain lead the way, and the runner is a little bit of trouble there from a hammer. He's going to turn and engage. He gets him with the beatdown, and Mancan's there. In the front of the court there, he's taking up some tanks and cannot. The runner was wanting something, and Silva really pushing the envelope. Not in a bad way. He was just really far up there, putting a lot of trust in Mancan to do work up there. But you know what? I think it was a good call, even though it didn't work out, because if Mancan gets a double kill there, and you trusted him, you could easily score tied up. He had no tanks around him. The runner had no tanks around him. It's an easy throwback if Mancan dies, and I think that was the right call by Major Silva. Of course, I'm never one to question Major Silva. He's been playing for longer than I have, and played far more games than I have, so no surprise that he would pull that off.
I was just thinking about what you said about the lack of betrayals, and that if they have not already, both these teams might be getting the achievable for no betrayals, and which
Mancan did have 1 betrayal, that's all.
Well, that's still okay, but the fact that WAMP couldn't do that when we had like 10-minute games, and here these guys are going on for probably almost about 30-40 minutes, and they might earn that achievable. It makes me feel a little inferior. I'm not gonna lie.
HP Silent's able to kill the runner, and get it off. There was just in the span of that time, there was almost an interception right there on the plant for natural selection, and then they're able to take it away and kick the ball back here. So a takeaway for natural selection.
And again, I feel like this is, at least this has been the story for the last couple of rounds. Oh, Cal's going ooh, ooh, ooh. So, but yeah, Piece of Cake has not been able to hold on to the ball as long as natural selection has. They haven't been able to have that kind of dominating possession, at least not in this last round or two. And I think it's hurting them.
Yeah, definitely. And almost an opposite launch there, opposite team launch on the runner. As the runner decided to run under the enemy tank, and I don't even know how that Mancan just wound up with that. What just happened?
I don't know. I was looking for the ball.
Yeah, Mancan gets the ball for Piece of Cake, and they're in good position here. Has Digital on the plant, trying to make it Silva. Digital trying to help the runner get in. Has some interference. It looks like they're going to get an easy take push in here, and Mancan for the goal, tying it up as we have a 4-4 game.
Well, this is not that unusual because in the second game of the Pro Championship, it came down to 4-4. And a lot of the players on the court tonight were in that championship game. So, while this is, heart-stopping, brain-exploding excitement for us, this is kind of old hat for the guys.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, we got a pro run! Oh, no, we don't.
No. Was that... I couldn't get to the field in time. Who was that was trying to make a pro run?
Natural selection.
Natural selection. So they won the tip-off.
Yes, they did.
In the ninth round, they win the tip-off.
Better late than never.
Yeah. And let's see if it pays out for them here. They just gave up that goal. I don't know what happened there. Maybe someone accidentally passed the ball to Mancannon. I'm not entirely sure. But kudos for a Piece of Cake able to capitalize off that very quick with Digital and Silva taking in the Mancannon there.
Hey,
now,
Tex.
yes, ma'am.
What would you call it if Piece of Cake cloned itself? Tupac.
Huh? What? Tupac?
Yes, POC is Piece of Cake. Their acronym, and if you clone them, then there would be two, so there would be Tupac. So.
No, I got you.
Because you don't allow holograms. Holograms are in Halo 4. Those are only in Halo Reach.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
And here, natural selection making a push. The runner a little too impatient. His tank took out the other tank, and he might have been able to get a beat down and score, and that was Genji with the ball. I don't know. There was two tanks there at the plant. It's a dicey call, but he was a bit impatient. Stepped in front of his tank, caused him to pop up and waste precious time. And I would say that's probably a wasted opportunity there for natural selection.
Yeah, I thought natural selection could have taken that, but it's okay because that just means more tension and nerve-wracking action. And 4-4 always my favorite, except when I'm playing because then I want it to be a 9.
Yep.
But for everybody else,
yeah.
it's dropping.
There you go. And it's a fun watch. So natural selection pushing up the right-hand side here. All three tanks on that right-hand side. They're trying to push in. Mancan gets beat down with the runner. And just like that, all the tanks are just wiped out. Natural selection's going to have to take a step back. One tank there in front of him. He's going to cross over to the left-hand side there where his respawn is. He only has one tank on the left-hand side. Both his tanks coming over, trying to help him out, giving him support. And Digital Pain doing some work, but finally picked off by a tank from behind. And now they're running up that left-hand side. Runner behind the lead tank there, but there's 3 Piece of Cakes there. I guess that's what you say, 3 Piece of Cakes. Able to step over and just take them out. But now a little bit of push here on the left-hand side. They're trying to make something happen. There's some interference. This could be it for Piece of Cake. Natural selection has tanks all over the plant. It's so close just to respawn. Silva is able to be the one able to push him out. And what a defense there by Silva, pushing the runner out as it was a one-on-one.
I think Cal almost died. He gets so into it. It's really cute. I mean, it's very manly.
What's on the line?
Scratching things and talking about boobs and stuff. Right? That's.
So, yeah. I don't know.
You don't know what it's like to be a
baller.
man, Tex?
No. I'm above a man. I don't know. Look at this hair.
Does that make you Superman?
Yes. And Griff Ball is my kryptonite. Whoa.
Is that why
Because I'm bad. Because I'm bad at it. That's all I'm saying.
Ah.
It's terrible. Not that it kills me anyway. So on the right hand side, we have natural selection kicking the ball back here. And for those just joining us, this is GGL Veteran League. Two top teams in the Veteran League here, as the red team Pizza Cake is undefeated this season. Played the last game of the season, they're 21-0. And natural selection, the only loss has come at the hands of Pizza Cake, as they're 17-1. So natural selection wanting a little bit of revenge and spoiler here. And Pizza Cake trying to finish out the perfect season, and it is a 4-4 all. Next goal takes it all. This is the only game for tonight, and we're sitting at about almost an hour at this gameplay time for this game for now. Just under an hour, I believe.
Yeah, and this is why there was only one game scheduled for tonight.
Yeah. And then Mancan trying to make a move on the runner. He whiffs twice, and Gingy's able to take out Mancan. And natural selection now trying to get over to the right-hand side, but Digital Pain doing some work, getting a triple kill there, eliminating all the tanks of natural selection, but he's finally picked off by a respawn. Now the runner in a little bit of trouble. Silva chasing him down, and he's going to kick it off to the left-hand side. Perfect pass there, right in the hands of another natural selection, but now a little bit of trouble. It's Digital Pain is trying. Silva trying to get in there for an interception, cannot, and Piece of Cake doing a little bit of work here, keeping the ball pressured up against the wall, and they're having you passes back and forth on the court to keep their possession live. On the right-hand side here, pushing up with one tank, but all of Pizza Cake coming over, and that can't be a long push. Yeah, immediately the runner decides this is not good. He's going to come back to the wall, but Mancannon and Silva trapping the runner. He's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to jump and throw it. He does get it off time, but Digital Pain trying to charge in. This is a foot race. Digital can't get to it in time, and finally Pizza Cake is able to eliminate all the tanks, but Silva comes up, adds a little bit more pressure. Now they have some breathing room. They're able to get their backs off the wall and get up, at least in their own, they're still in their defensive court, but trying to get up a little bit more.
Well, I'm really interested now that since it is a 4-4 and the teams have, or rather the chat box has been able to see these teams play for the past hour, who they think is going to win. Because to me it seems like it has been a very even match and it's almost a coin flip. So, asking the community who do they think is going to win, who do they want to win, and is that the same as who they think is going to win?
Okay. So, I think natural selection is going to pull it off. Even though here Piece of Cake has finally woken up with that goal, because they were starting to look a little bit stealth when natural selection went up 4-3, and it took a very long round for Piece of Cake to score tied up. But they're looking live in here. Natural selection, he's got to push. Digital Pain, the only defensive tank. The runner doesn't like the 101. He had a chance for a 101 beat down there. Did not take it for the score.
All right, Shadow answers the question. He said whoever scores first.
Thank you, Shadow.
Yes. And that is why he's no longer an admin.
Oh,
Too soon?
badman.
Too soon?
Badman.
No, I love Shadow. He's awesome. Stop.
Anyway, natural selection with the ball still once again. Only one tank there on the right-hand side, and the runner's going to turn and run. Being chased by E-Taze. E-Taze is taking out the lead tank there on the runner. Now they're trapped off the right-hand side, but getting a little bit of breathing room, charging forward here. Silva challenged by Easy, who has the ball. Easy08. He's on that right-hand side, and he's going to actually step back, even though he has a tank in the opposite court. Digital Pain trying to engage that tank. He takes him out, who was Gingy. And now the runner on the left-hand side.
Yeah,
Behind it.
I kind of have to agree with you. I think natural selection, I think that they've had more chances and they've looked better in these later rounds, and that if Piece of Cake wants to finish this game, they're going to have to change it up. They're going to have to switch gears, dig deep, or Cal just said get lucky.
Here's a pass. There's a guy on the plant. He might get scored. He scores. No, it's over. It's over with the pass. What a pass. Who was that scored that? Was that Easy? Or was that Sab?
I'm watching the replay right now.
He kicks it forward.
Let's see here.
Easy with the ball, so Sab.
Well, there's Ace and there's...
Yeah, Sab's on the play.
Sab.
What
Wow.
a goal. Perfect season over.
What?
21-1. 21-1.
Yes, Shadow, your team just lost on a pass.
Wow.
That was just, oh, what a way to end. The only passing score of the game, too. All the others were tank-ins.
Wow. You know what? That's what a great game to come back to commentate.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh gosh. All right, so let's take a look at the stats here. Wow, Jinji at 3,305, Ace at 3,215, Sab at an even 2,600, and Easy at 2,000. Let's see here. Tased had 2,770, Digital at 2,655, Major Silva at 2,265, and Man Cannon at 2,105. So let's see here. Really very few defenses, which is odd, and not a single interception during that entire game, despite all of the passing. So that game was 45 minutes. I thought it was closer to an hour, but Goose Checker, can you make it so these two are on opposite sides of the bracket? I will try, Shad. I will do my best. Let's see here. Tased. Oh no, start at the top here. Gingy positive 38, Ace positive 32, Sab positive 12, and Easy negative 7, Taze negative 13, Digital negative 11, Major Silva negative 44, and Man Cannon negative 36. It didn't, maybe it's just me, but it did not feel that skewed to me. At least from the commentator booth, I didn't feel like it was that big of a differential, but I think that is that's a huge compliment to Piece of Cake.
I think the reason why Piece of Cake didn't lose this quicker.
Get in front of the microphone, dear.
I think the reason why Piece of Cake didn't lose this quicker or didn't lose it by a worse margin than 5-4 is because of their defense. Their defense was outstanding in that game. Even though they lost, they had so many clutch stops right next to the plant. It seemed like these last
three
rounds...
It said they only had... It said they had no stops next to the plant, Cal.
I wouldn't trust that stat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that stat is faulty.
Okay.
But they had so many clutch stops that natural selection was so close to scoring so many times, and that's why Piece of Cake has such a negative KD spread because they spent so much time on defense.
Yeah.
But their defense held for the majority of the game.
Yeah, they did. That was incredibly solid by both teams. That was an amazing game to see, and yeah, that KD spread again. It didn't feel that lopsided. I'm sure on the court they probably maybe felt a little bit, but yeah, I mean, Silva negative 44. That's just weird. That makes me a little uncomfortable actually. But that is your game for tonight. So ultimately, it comes down to a 4-4. Natural selection win the game with a half-court pass to Sabosaurus Rex. And they put this to bed, taking away Piece of Cake's perfect season. So Piece of Cake will end the season 21-1, and Natural Selection now moves to 18-1. If it is any consolation to Piece of Cake, let me tell you a story about a team that went undefeated in the regular season, and they went undefeated in the playoffs until the Super Bowl, at which point they choked. So at least that's not going to be you. You know, you don't want to be like them. You got your one loss for the season. It's out of the way now, so all that karma and or that superstition stuff, you don't have to worry about it. Tex, did you want to say anything before we close out for tonight?
I think you watch. Wow, I just like going massively negative and it to be a 5-4 game speaks leaps and bounds of the skill of Piece of Cake. I mean, we know teams that go negative. You know, what was it? Cheap CAG. I'll say CAG. Who went in super negative and won, but they won every tip off, went massively negative, and it was a 5-4 game and lost. So skill Piece of Cake, obviously 21-1, fantastic. But it's going to be interesting to see which one of these teams, when it comes to playoffs and 3-game series, who's going to take the crown. Or I guess they'll be on the same side of the bracket, or may not, who wins that matchup. Because you have to think that both these teams are going to meet each other in playoffs, one way or another, whether it be on the same side of the bracket or in the championship. I guess that they would be on the same side of the bracket since they're both in the conference. But what a game, and what a way to end the game. They were talking about like awareness and whatnot. The thing was, no one ran past Sab. He tanked his way down there and killed him off. The respawns couldn't get there fast enough. So it wasn't really an awareness issue. It was just Sab earned that that reception and
Yep,
won it.
he went beast mode. There's just no other word for it. So, congrats again to Natural Selection, and I want to say thank you again to the members of Pro Run who came on the show earlier tonight and talked about their recent AGLA championship win. Now, keep in mind that tomorrow night is going to be a long night for us because we have the AGLA Amateur Circuit playoff game, or playoff series rather, starting at 8 p.m. And then we have the Hubcast at 10 p.m. So if they're not done by 10 p.m., we'll figure something out. We'll do the Hubcast while we stream the game.
That's too much for me.
That'd be.
I'm sure you can figure it out. You got a big head with all those brains. You can figure something out. Yep, so tomorrow, right here, twitch.tv/GriffBallHub, we will be streaming the Amateur AGLA Championship game, or Championship Series, rather. Then at 10 o'clock, and that's at 8 o'clock. At 10 o'clock Eastern, we'll have the Griffball Hubcast. And if you missed the interview with Pro Run earlier tonight, don't worry. I'm going to be turning it into a podcast and releasing it on our podcast channel. And as always, if you need more Griffball action, check out griffballhub.com for all your griffing and balling needs. If you're in the social media type, check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us here on Twitch. We're on YouTube as well. You can subscribe to us there. And so, yeah, we really thank everybody for coming out. Thank you to these two amazing teams for a great show tonight. And on behalf of Tex and Cal and the whole Griffball Hub staff, thank you all so much for coming out. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Shout out to Anissa. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
And as always, have a nice day.
You're not balling unless you're griff balling.
Oh, there we go. That's what we've been missing. That's what we've been missing. Cal's waving. Bye, Cal. Where are you going?